Alright, what's up guys? So, I wanted to do this video to help any young-minded content creators out there that is, you're just getting into content creating, and I do videos like this occasionally where I kind of give y'all advice, but no, I want to put out every situation and scenario. So if you do have any questions about content creating, feel free to comment them down below. But no, I wanted to do this video just to warn you of what you may come across as a content creator, depending on who you associate with, and and also depending on what level of drama you end up dealing with, because there could be like that small level of drama where it's just, it's a little exchange. And then there's like that high level of drama where it's like it's gonna lead on for some years and stuff. And me, I had to say I dealt with the level next to the above the higher level. Like the drama that I dealt with, it was like I think back and I look at it and I'm like, man, why? Like now, knowing what you can go through when getting into it with people, I'm like, bruh, I'm keeping to myself. I'm not like anybody that tries to start with me. I'm like, no, go away. I don't want just nothing. I want to be left alone. But no, so anyways, no, but the worst thing I had to say that's happened to me during all of that drama, and I know a lot of people probably be all like, oh, it's probably the dislikes that you were getting. No, the thing is this, like, I dealt with those dislikes. I handled it like a man. It was just one of those things where it's like, eventually, I know at some point in time, these guys are going to have to give up, all right? Now, I don't know, they might see this video and then we're like, well, you know what? No, we're going to keep going. If they keep going, then that's their choice on whether or not they want to waste their time. But I'm just going to do what I've always have done, and it's just post content. Like, I really don't, because I've gotten to a point where I just don't care how people feel about me. It's like, I know I'm not going to be able to win over everybody throughout my, life. And it's one of those things where it's like, all right, well, I've accepted that. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna try to get as many people as I possibly can, so it's like I can have that effect on them where, they motivate others around them. That's all that I really care about. It's just motivating people and entertaining people. But anyways, but the worst thing that I had to say that's happened to me, and it was maybe, was it last year or a couple of years back when I think it was a couple of, or no, it was last year when I last did, I talked on it, but it did, this situation had happened a couple of years back in 2021. And, yeah, it was just one of those things where it's like, I should have just, had banned this person a long time ago. But no, like overall, people like to, especially haters, but all haters, well, not all haters, but there will be that one hater where they will try to pretend that they're a fan of you, but they're only going to be like toxic and rude and disrespectful and all that. I think a lot of us have had friends like this. I've had friends like this when I went to school and stuff, where they will act one way, but then, when for some reason, like, they get around you and then they're just disrespectful. And it's like, at times, you have to check them. Like, to anybody that has a friend like that, no, you have to check them, because they won't know unless they get checked. And then it's funny because, like, when you do check them, then they're like, well, what did I do? Whoa, wait a second, time out. I didn't do nothing wrong. And I'm like, no, you're carrying on like this because you just think that I'm a punching bag. You think like, oh, okay, like, no, you could take this, you can handle it. And I'm like, no, there is this thing called respect. That's what you have to have for people. And it's funny because, like, I'll say stuff like that and people are like, well, you got to earn my respect. No, if you're going to be around me, it's either you be around me and be respectful, or you don't be around me at all and you be disrespectful in your own little world. But it's like, do not get around me and start being disrespectful. I have checked numerous people on that. And it's one of those things where it's like, if I get you crying, don't get mad at me, because I'm like, at times it's led to that where I've had people crying and I'm like, look, okay, now I didn't want it to get to this point, but I'm saying, like, you kind of set yourself up for failure. But no, anyways, getting on with the pretty much this would be considered a story time. But so a couple of years back, I was, I still am, but yeah, I was streaming a lot. And this is like in 2021, this is when I had like really got into streaming and stuff. So of course I was posting about it, trying to get everybody, in on it and stuff. And there was one particular person that did come across my Twitch channel, and they so happened to be a fan of the people that I had beefed with. And so originally, I just thought, like, because there was times before I had came across this fan, all right, but there were times before when I came before I came across this fan where other people that had came from that area of content creating, where we would have a conversation. They just about like, hey, I wanted to apologize, like I made videos, I left hate comments, all that stuff, blah blah blah. I just wanted to take the time to apologize. Okay, cool. It didn't start off like that. It started off weird. I actually did do a video where I showed some of the comments that this person had left. And I was going to try to get all of them, but then it was funny because once when I had started back talking about this again, and this is like last year, because this guy was weird, okay? This guy was weird. And I was warning my friends and letting them know. And so I went, because on Twitch, they have this way of like where you could go back and check people's like past messages and stuff. So anyways, I did that. I went and gathered up like all the top tier weird ones. But then there was like many more weird ones that like stuff that he would say that I didn't get a chance to record or screenshot and then post it for the world to see. But anyways, so there was a time where, all right, so actually, you know what? No, let's backtrack a little bit because I feel like I haven't really given you guys like the full story. So back when I was in high school, there was a girl that I had a crush on. And with me, like, when I crush, like, I crush a little hard. I'm not afraid to admit that and things like, I'm going to own up to that. I crush a little hard. And with this particular girl, I wasn't expecting, her response when I did tell her. I eventually did end up telling her I had a crush on her. I wasn't expecting her response, but she tells me that it won't work out because I'm black. And it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know how you expect me to respond to that, but it took me a while because like I hadn't talked to her. I eventually, because it was like this happened when I was in school, and so yeah, eventually once I had graduated, I just dropped all contacts from her. Was like, at the time being, I was like, I don't care if I ever talk to that girl again. I'm like, I hope she has a good life, but I just gotta, really just take the time to focus on myself. But it did put me in a deep depression where it was like I didn't even really want to associate or talk with anybody. Like I had to say like I did. And this was like when this situation had happened, like this was like the year before I had got into YouTube. So I guess like in a way, YouTube was pretty much like a coping, mechanism and things to like really help me out and stuff to just kind of in a way take my mind off of things because yeah, it was like that year prior it was like I think it started it was that year prior. It was because it was 24. All right, so no, I was because I always get confused by those years and stuff, but anyways, no, it was my senior year in high school when she had told me that. So, it was one of those things where I was like, it did put me into deep depression. Like it changed me as a person because, this was coming. It wasn't even like, this was just like some random girl I had a crush on. Like this is somebody that I had considered a close friend of mine. Like I had known her for some years. So hearing that, especially from somebody that you considered a close friend, it's like, yeah, that can be a little, traumatizing and stuff. So I don't think a lot of people that I've told this to, like, they didn't know that, but yeah, something like that was I'm not even gonna lie, like that was like full-blown traumatizing where it was like, how do you like how does like one just you take that in, you have to accept that, and it's like, well I have no choice, but it's like, how does somebody build that up to say that to somebody, and so it was some years until like the next time I had talked to her and stuff, because it was one of those things where it was like I said, I didn't care for ever talking to her, but it was like as the time progressed on, I had got older, and things, and I had to say like I started maturing a little bit. And like at the end of the day, it's like it was a choice on whether or not to talk to her or not talk to her. But no, like I overall did forgive her. for that, what she had said. But it was one of those things where it was like, I just remember my supervisor at my old job telling me that even though like a person can't apologize to you, like the damage has been done. So yeah, it was one of those things where it's like, yeah, it was like the damage has been done, but yeah, I guess I can forgive you and things. But yeah, it was like, I haven't talked to her since, it was one of those things where it's all like, hey, as long as you're doing okay and you're in good health, that's all that matters to me. If you ever do need my help in something, like, I'm not gonna be that evil-minded person. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I'm not, like, the thing is this, I don't allow people to walk all over me, but I'm not going to have this mindset where it's like, oh no, like, when I cut you off, I'm cutting you off. Like, if you ever need my help for anything, life or death, I'm not gonna, no, like, I'm going to help a person and things. But anyways, so years later, all right, so now I'm, Twitch streaming and all that stuff. So this particular fan had joined my stream one day, and I think I was talking on something relationship wise, like just overall, like one of the people that was in my stream, like giving them advice. Cause I think it was at that time too, like I was doing podcast episodes where I was giving out like relationship advice. So I think that might have been the case, but if it wasn't, then yeah, I don't know why he decided to bring this up. But so anyways, so he brings up the girl, and it was confusing because like, and I still remember this stream because I was like, why is he bringing this girl up? Like, what does that have to do with anything? And I'm like, oh, and I think it was he asked me like, oh, have I heard from her? And I was like, no, I haven't heard from her in a while and stuff. Like, I really don't have no other business talking to her and stuff. Like, it's that ship has sailed. Like, I don't know why I would still be talking to her and things. But anyways, so then he goes on to say that, oh, like, actually, you know what? No, I have the screenshots because I had to scroll through Instagram a little bit to find the screenshots. But what he said, it was like, you're pretty much trying to start something with somebody by saying that. Like, and that's the thing where I know a lot of people probably would think like, like in overall, like, no, it was like I felt like a psychological game where it's like you're overall trying to get in my head and stuff. And a lot of times, like I have said, like, like things just don't get to my head. I don't trip about it, blah, blah, blah. But no, this particular, oh, okay. So, all right. So anyway, so I found it. So he goes on to say that what happened with that encounter with your crush. And I think I was just all, like I haven't talked to her and stuff, so it's, it's whatever and things. And so then he goes on to say, so hold on, let me just bring up the screenshots and stuff. So anyways, then he goes on to say, so she's just racist. I'm like, yeah, I think, and you tell somebody I'm not going to be with you over the color of your skin, like, yeah, I think that's pretty much racist. And it's funny because it was like, I think I did at some point in time when I talked on it in like a video or in a podcast episode. Because I think even around the time when this whole situation happened, I hadn't did no videos, no podcast episodes, no Twitch streams and nothing talking about this girl. So he obviously had went through some of my older videos and things and seen me talking about this situation. So anyways, but no, so he goes on and say like, so she's just racist. And I'm like, yeah, you tell somebody some stuff like that, it's like, yeah, it's pretty racist and things. So then he goes on to say, was she even pretty? A pretty girl who's racist is heartbreaking. So he's pretty much like saying that she's racist. We're all had a confirmation that she is racist, all right? But this next message right here, that's what really confused me and stuff. So then he goes on to say, there is one race that I will not date because I find it physically unattractive, but I will not say because I know one of you will misuse the term racist. You literally just did what the girl did to me when I was in high school. What's the difference? That's what I mean by like when they play this psychological game, because it's like you have the choice on whether or not you're going to be cool with the person, right? Like you have that choice. Like if you're not, with me personally, if I'm not going to be cool with the person, I'm not even going to talk with them, all right? Have no business talking with them. But I guess like if you are wanting to make this person upset, if you are one, yeah, you're going to do some psychological stuff. You're going to say some things that's going to get into their head. Trust me, I have done this myself, okay? Like I have a sibling. I have said things to my sibling where it has gotten to their head and we done gotten into a full-blown Shawn Michaels Undertaker wrestling match, okay? Like it's almost as if like he thought that, oh, well, he probably doesn't interact with people and things, so I could just say whatever, and yeah, it'll make sense. It'll probably, it'll make sense to him. But it's like, no, you literally just, so me and him, we did get into an argument about it, and that was something that just didn't settle well with me. And so but no, like, that's what I mean though by people. They will try to play a psychological game with you, and that's, I feel like, with a lot of us, we have to kind of treat content creating like a real life, thing. Like, even though, I mean, yeah, content creating is real life, like, whatever and stuff. But no, I feel like the interactions that we have with people, we have to treat it like a real life situation. So I guess if something like that were to happen today, I probably would have said something. Like, I don't think nothing would really change. I probably would have, like, responded back to that rather than, what any normal person should do. Because me, like, there's a part of me where it's like, okay, like, if I'm feeling good tonight, I may argue. But if I ain't really feeling all that good, I'm probably just gonna ban that person. The second option, the right thing to do in a situation like that, ban that person. So yeah, anytime when somebody's leaving a hateful comment, they're trying to say things to get in your head, they're trying to do things to upset you, piss you off, all that stuff, ban or block them. Best thing to do. And in that situation, and not at that time being I didn't ban him, but it was when he started talking about his friends. I mean, dude always would come to my stream, start talking about his friends, his family, and I'm like, what is your issue? What is your deal? Why can't you not have a good conversation? It's like, bro, I'm always having to, every time when we talk, I always have to correct you on some stuff that you're saying. And I think there was a time he was trying to say, like, oh, I have, like, bad social skills. I'm like, yeah, you do. I'm like, maybe you shouldn't be socializing with people if you know you're gonna be just being toxic all the time. But yeah, it was just one of those things where it's like, I banned him. I ain't had to worry about him since. But it was at a point in time where it was like every time when I would join one of my friends' streams, because it was like I had always would shout out my friends, we'll join each other's streams, show love, show support. And then every time when I start typing in one of my friends' streams, then he'll join the stream and start typing up whatever. And it's like, okay, let me go over to this person's stream because I really don't want to be in the same stream. You go over to that person's stream, then he'll go to their stream and start talking. And it's like, it's that type of stalkerish stuff. It's like, yeah, in a situation like that, warn your friends. Tell them, let them know, like, in case if somebody's carrying on like that, yeah, tell them, let them know, like, all right, so this guy right here, racist, toxic, or whatever the situation is in your case. But yeah, tell them. And if those friends, and see, here's the thing. If those friends are like, yeah, I'm 100% banning this guy, those are your real friends. If they're going to put up an argument about, because there were some friends that I did tell where they didn't do anything about it. And they were just all like, oh, well, I don't know, and I'm not in it, so therefore I'm not going to ban or block him. And the thing is this, and I guess, like, there's still some growing up that I need to do. But at the time being, I had cut those friends off because I'm like, and it's crazy because, like, one of the friends, it was like I had their back on some stuff that they had got involved in. And then it's like, you kind of like see like this, it ain't gonna work the other way around. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, it's, you at times you just have to cut people off. So I hope those, and same with the original friend, the girl that I had a crush on. I'm like, just same situation. I wish them the best in life. I wish them, good things. I hope, stay blessed, all that stuff, but I just can't be associated in your life anymore. And so, yeah, like I said, wish you the best, but yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, no, I gotta go on about my business. All right. So, but anyways, but yeah, pretty much, moral of this whole story, it's like when you're dealing with toxic people, ban or block them. It don't matter what they say or do afterwards. Because no, the thing is like, even with other people that I have banned and blocked with social media, like they'll try to like say some dumb stuff all like, oh, well, if you ban me or block me, then I'm right. And they'll try to say some more things that try to get in your head. Here's the thing. You have to protect who you are as a person at all times. So if banning or blocking that individual is the right thing to do that. All right. It don't matter who they are, what they've done, whatever the situation is. Even if it's on some stuff where I know people would probably be all like, well, since it was a Twitch streaming situation, let's say they've donated a bunch of bits and subs to you and stuff. And it's like, the thing is, it's like, you can't buy your way into my stream. You can't buy your way into my streams, you know, do all these different things and stuff. And then you just can be all racist and toxic because, oh, I've donated, you know, I've gifted you subs, bits, and, you know, other donations. No, that's not how that works. You have to obey by the rules of that person's Twitch stream. It don't matter who they are, all right? So, yeah, there's just people out there where it's like, they think that they get like a ghetto pass because they've done stuff, and it's like, nah, bro, it don't work like that. It's like, you have to be respectful, period. So anyways, but yeah, even if they have done that, still, if they're being rude, toxic, all that stuff, ban or block them. If they want to take you to court, I don't know how. I think, like, yeah, because it's like, that stuff is finalized. So it's like, bruh, you know, it's, if you know, like, if you know that you're gonna put yourself in a situation where you could potentially get banned or blocked in that person's stream, then don't be going around saying crazy. The amount of times, like, even there was like a friend of mine where somebody had came from their stream and came to my stream and was like, oh, well, you know, they banned me and stuff, and I really love their streams. And I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do? That's their stream. I ain't got no ownership of her stream. I'm like, what do you expect me to do? Go and contact her about, like, hey, you need to unban Loverboy76. Like, who? No. Like, I know. That's just, bruh, whatever you said or did, she obviously had a reason to ban her or blocking you, or the mods, whoever. So I'm like, look, that's between you and that streamer. They ain't got nothing to do with me, all right? So, but anyways, yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, people, stop being toxic in people's streams, all right? It is not hard. So anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace.